All right, let's talk about something you see literally every day, even if you don't always notice it. We're going on a little expedition to understand a fundamental species of the digital world, the dataset.
I mean, we all hear that word thrown around constantly, right? The dataset shows this. We analyze the dataset. But what are we actually talking about? What is a dataset at its core?
The truth is, they are absolutely everywhere. That spreadsheet you use to track your budget, that top 10 list in a news article, even the leaderboard on your favorite phone game. Yep, those are all datasets. So let's grab a really simple example, one we can all get our heads around. A table of the highest grossing movies. You've got your columns, title, year, worldwide gross. Looks pretty simple, right? Just a list. But there's a lot more going on here than meets the eye.
And that's the secret, really. Every single data set, no matter how basic it looks, has a hidden structure, almost like a grammar. And once you learn to read that grammar, you can start to see the stories the numbers are trying to tell you.
So, to read those stories, we first have to understand the anatomy of the data itself. So let's, put on our lab coats for a minute and really dissect this structure. Okay, let's go back to our movie table. This is our specimen. Right away, you can see two main directions, can't you? The columns going up and down and the rows going side to side. Those are our first big clues. So our first key term is variable. A variable is just any characteristic you can measure or count. A really good way to think about it is it's a question you're asking about each item. In a table like this, every column is a variable. So for instance, worldwide gross is a variable. It's a specific piece of info we're collecting for every movie. Same with title and same with year. Each of those columns is its own unique variable. Now, if the column is the question, then the row is the complete set of answers for one specific item. We call that an observation. It's one full record of all our variables. Take a look at this highlighted row for the movie Avatar. That's one complete observation. It has the answer for each of our variables, the title, the year, and the gross. Every row is its own self-contained record. Simple as that. Okay, so we've got the skeleton, the rows and columns. But what about the actual stuff inside the cells? Let's zoom in a little closer and look at what you might call the DNA of our data. Data pretty much comes in two main flavors. First, you've got quantitative data. Just think quantity. These are the numbers, things you can measure and actually do math with, like year and gross. And then you have qualitative data. Think quality. These are descriptive things, like the movie's title. You can't calculate the average movie title, right? And knowing that difference is absolutely crucial. All right, so we've got a good grip on the classic table, but that's really just scratching the surface. It's time to zoom out, because the data family tree is huge and way more diverse than you might think. And this is a really important point. Tables are everywhere, for sure, but trying to cram all types of information into rows and columns is like trying to shove a square peg in a round hole. Some stories just need a different shape to be told properly. For example, some data just naturally falls into a hierarchy, like a company's org chart. You have the CEO at the very top, then VPs, then directors below them. That's what we call hierarchical data. Every item has a clear parent, creating branches just like a family tree. And then there's data that's all about connections. The best example is your social network. You're connected to your friends who are connected to their friends. It's not a neat tree, is it? It's this messy, intricate spiderweb of relationships. We call that network data. And the kingdom just keeps getting bigger. There's geospatial data, which is all about the where. Think of anything you can plot on a map. There's temporal data, which is the when, tracking things over time. And then you have the wild world of unstructured data. All the text in articles, the sound of my voice right now, photos, videos. It's an entire universe of information that just doesn't play by the rules of rows and columns. So, we've seen the anatomy, we've met a few of the different species, but why does any of this matter? Let's connect these ideas to the incredible impact they have on the real world. I want you to just try to wrap your head around the scale of this. Every single day, humanity creates an estimated 328 zettabytes of new data. That is 328 times trillion gigabytes. We are swimming in an absolute ocean of information, and understanding datasets is basically learning how to swim.
And this isn't just random trivia. This data is the fuel for our entire modern world. It's what trains the artificial intelligence on your phone. It's what scientists use to discover new things about the universe. It's how doctors figure out cures for diseases, and how businesses figure out what people actually want.
This quote really just says it all, doesn't it? In this century, the ability to collect, to understand, and to use data is the single most powerful tool we have for making progress. So remember, a data set isn't just a boring collection of facts. It's a puzzle. It's a map.